And the only thing he treated many of his patients with were herbs. And he began to talk about how he had learned the science of herbology from his father. And his father had learned it from his father before him. And that if we had had enough time, he would have taken us out with him to show us how he plants the herb, how he gathers the herbs. But he was just telling us how, and you don't just go out and pick a particular plant that supposedly has certain qualities. You have to be able to know the qualities associated with the different plants. And he put out this list, this chart of at least 75 different plants. And he showed the properties of these different plants and the different ailments that it would cure. He then went on to say that a plant that would heal a particular ailment at one time of the year may cause a particular problem at another time of the year. So you had to know exactly when to pick these plants, because the energy of the life-giving properties of the plant will be at one level in the spring and will be at another level in the fall. He also mentioned that the soil that the plants grew in was important as well, because the plants would take in certain nutrients and certain minerals that are in the soil. So therefore, you would want to pick certain plants that grew at a certain level of a mountain. Certain plants you want to, certain herbs or certain plants you want to pick at the bottom of the mountain. Certain other herbs you would want to pick midway of the mountain. And other herbs you want to pick at the very top of the mountain. So as he began to explain what I thought was a very simple process, I began to see how very complicated, how deeply involved this process was. And he had showed us how this knowledge and information had been passed on from generation to generation. And one of the important things that he mentioned specifically about the herbs is their ability to work on one specific part of the body, and that part of the body alone. He said the problem with traditional medicine is that you can take medication for your eyes and it might cause a problem with your liver. And so then you take another pill to deal with your liver, and that causes a problem with your stomach. So then you take another medication to counteract the negative effects of that medication. Most of the medications that we have today are chemically created, are man-made medicines as opposed to natural medicines. And this whole idea of things being natural, of things being related to nature, goes all the way back to this concept of the netters. And the netters, again, represents the principles or the manifestations of the Creator. So that if man is, in essence, a reflection of the universe, then the things that can heal us are already a part of the universe. They do not have to be man-made. The only time we find that they are man-made is when they're made to fatten the purses of pharmaceutical companies. Okay? So these are some very important realities that we have to look at.